Hello and welcome to an amazing podcast. This is the Garbage Man D.
This is Modi.
This is the Garbage Enjoyer, Matt.
And we are talking about the trashiest anime of this generation, Gachiakuta. I swear to God, I might have messed that name up. One second. Yes, Gachiakuta, the anime. The awesome anime. Okay, to give you guys some catch up, basically Gachiakuta is in that same vein of Monster Hunter anime, where it involves people with superpowered objects fighting giant garbage kaiju. It follows the story of... God, I love this show, but I hate that I can't remember the characters' names yet. Mr. Gachiakuta. Rudo, there you go. Hey, good job, man. Mode. After a 12-year-old who gets thrown to the trash dimension after he's framed for the murder of his foster father. Now he's trying to get back to the Sky City to get revenge, but also has a few challenges ahead of him to do that awesome stuff. God, that was sloppy as hell. I am sorry.
I think that was pretty good.
I don't know why you guys let me
come
do
up with
recap.
a premise like that on the spot.
All right, so for me to start things off, I had a very, just to preface this, I really enjoyed the series. I got up to episode 3 and I'm definitely planning on continuing watching it for the long haul. I will say, I think the first episode was easily the weakest for me, and I had a really interesting experience because they preface it with, if an object has enough love, if an object is cared for enough, it develops a soul, but if it's neglected, it becomes a demon. I thought they were going to go the route of okay, we established that trash demons definitely exist in this world. They're making a point about human waste. So and the main character's taking care of this doll. They're going to go a route of human kindness versus human neglect. But then they kind of go the whole dystopian dark fantasy route really early with them, trying to execute the 11-year-old. And I felt with the second episode, when they start finally when we're finally in the trash land, it was definitely a little bit on the edgelord side for me. But I definitely think the tone of the third episode really broke me in, and I was really enjoying it. Also, It's really fascinating from a world building standpoint, where at the first episode in the idyllic Skyland is this very clean, almost medieval kind of aesthetic. And then when you get to the garbage land, it's a full-on metropolitan city. For me, it was really weird because it felt he, outside of the garbage monsters, he kind of got upgraded in terms of societies.
Yeah. When he fell and by the way, I only watched through episode 2. But when he fell in episode 2 and he got an engine left him to get kidnapped by those guys, I was like, wait a minute, this world is literally worse. This world is literally better for them than it was for the trash society up there in the sphere. So
right.
It's he can't catch a break no matter where he goes. He's just at the bottom of the totem pole.
I like the idea of people exiling people to this assume it hellhole, only for it to be a slightly better society than the one they were exiled from.
Yeah. The fact that he survived is crazy though. I mean, I don't intend for that to ever be explained, and I don't really care that much, but I just thought it was crazy. Why did he survive and all the other people who fall down there don't?
He had powers, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's because of his powers?
Because they mention how most of the people who do go down there die, so it seems it's pretty rare that he survived that fall.
Yeah.
So it would have to be his that's the thing. I think it is a point. I don't think it's just he just happened to land right. It had to be something. Because they made it explicitly clear that his situation is unique, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. And D, so kind of to back up a little so I can give my overall thoughts, introductory thoughts, I guess. I like it a lot. Well, I mean, there's some things I like and some things I don't like. But I felt, up until you started describing it, I felt like this is something I can really get behind for like the long haul. But when you said that this is a series about mostly about fighting kaiju monsters, that turned me off. That turned me off. If this is what it's going to be, if it's actually just, because you know my thing about, I don't like it when the main opponents or antagonists are brainless, essentially. Right. So if that's what it's gonna be, that's gonna be very annoying. But at least for the first 2 episodes so far, I'm interested. It's not like the fights, you know. At least in episode 2, the fight was like interesting. Action was very cool. Power. Oh, there's so much actually I want to say about the power system and all that. But like, yeah, if that's like the main meat of the series, then. Yeah, that's going to be kind of annoying. The thing I do like about it, though, is the premise of, like, it seems like if the story is about him, like, climbing up out of the ground, I guess, and going back up to the sphere and getting revenge and maybe possibly improving relations or something like that, like just pretty much making the world better or whatever, that would be cool. But if the way to get there is by fighting giant monsters the whole way through, then that might be kind of annoying for me.
Honestly, I don't think that's going to go the case because I feel like they're definitely a first arc villain. I'm guessing it's either going to go the route of Kaiju number 8, where they start introducing like smart monsters, or they start introducing like rival giver factions.
Oh, that would be interesting. That I would love that. That would be interesting because for me, I already, and I know Matt, you haven't even said anything yet, so I'll let you speak after this. But for me, the power system is one of the most interesting. One, because I really like the idea, that whole theme of like, if you care for an object long enough, it gets imbued with a soul, and I guess it gets powers and stuff. I like that. It reminds me a lot of in Hunter x Hunter, where the way you develop your Nen power is based on something that is like actually relevant to your personal life. Like it has to actually have some meaning for you. So it kind of reminds me of that. And also the powers. I mean, at least, okay, I don't have much exposure. All I've seen really is Engine's umbrella weapon. But that weapon is one of the coolest and most unique weapons I've ever seen in anything. Like, it's just, I want more of that stuff. So now if I imagine them like going up against rival giver factions with their cool power system and their cool weapons, that's crack for me. I hope that's what happens.
I just want to point out that literally the last anime we reviewed had a mentor character with a weaponized umbrella.
Yeah, but it wasn't anything like this.
Oh no, nowhere even close. No. Like I like this. I liked him a lot more than Roller Skate Sensei.
That reminds me too. I was like, I had written a note about this, but I was like, nah, I'm not gonna say it because I'm not gonna needlessly bring up Togen Anki. But since you brought it up, now I feel okay. But like, if you just compare what Gachiakuta did and Togen Anki did in terms of developing the relationship between the son and the father before the father is killed, they both had 20 minutes to do it, but one did it way better, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, Matt, I feel like you probably have stuff to say, unless you don't. I don't know.
Well, I was
fun fact, real fast.
Oh yeah, go on.
Togen Anki was apparently the #1 Netflix anime for for a solid month.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Okay. This is to the audience who's watching. We were talking before we started recording that I'm going to be quitting anime because it's becoming too mainstream. I definitely am going to do that. Not because it's becoming too mainstream now, but because I'm so disappointed in people's tastes. I don't want to be associated with people. So, yeah.
Exiled.
Yeah, I'm exiling myself from the anime community. I can't be associated with people who are letting Togen Anki trend #1 for a whole month. That's crazy.
If this was like the Gachiakuta universe, Modi would have just like packed his bags up and just jumped off the edge himself.
Yep. I would have taken a clean dive off that cliff. Yeah, for sure.
His last words would have been, "Thank you, get me out of here."
How's this show doing, like, in comparison, then?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard much about it, though. I think it's...
Me neither.
I think it's one of those things where, like, it has a really strong following, but it's not the kind where people are, like, feel like they need to, like, really preach about it. I think it's just known.
To be fair, I also haven't heard anything at all about Togen Anki except from you, D. Like, I haven't seen anything about it online, so it's really surprising to me that it's that popular. But the whole reason I say that is just to say that maybe Gachiakuta is also just as popular, even though I haven't seen anything about it.
It's obviously just ripping off Togen Anki, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
I completely agree with. I like how they added a lot of meaning to the power system and to the characters' weapons. You know, normally that's like a kind of thing that bothers me, is that people just kind of have like powers for the sake of having like powers and doesn't really like tie into their character that much. In this one, it feels almost like explicitly tied into both like the character and with the whole like kind of point of the story. Like, you haven't gotten there, Modi, since you didn't see like episode 3, but he can essentially use any object as a weapon, because he puts value in like all objects. But like in general,
he did that in episode 2.
Oh, did he do it in episode 2? Okay, maybe I'm getting them mixed up. But like the whole idea of like treating people like trash, treating people like garbage, treating people like subhuman, and then like putting value in the things and the people that think like that gets thrown away, and like using that to like fight or add some like meaning to your life. I feel like it's like a pretty fun direction the show is taking it. I also I like the kind of the world they built here. Like, it's not just like, I don't know, we stuck a bunch of demons in like modern day Japan or whatever. It's like they invented a whole like society, maybe not like a super in-depth society, but like I was digging some of the art.
Yeah.
But yeah, in general, I quite enjoyed what we were watching. I liked him. I really liked when he met what's his name, Zanka?
Yes.
Yeah. I thought I would hate Zanka at first, but then like they had him completely fucking up the situation by like not knowing how to smile.
Right.
Like, he was so happy to de-escalate, and then he immediately escalated it again. And then he like won the fight by like chasing him around with a plunger that was like full of shit. I'm
happy we have the first anime protagonist who has a shit-paced magic system, okay?
It's very immature, but I think it's really funny. Like, they're doing the Scooby-Doo, like, chasing each other around the alleyways or whatever. And like you said, it's really funny how like I was feeling much more miserable about like the sphere world than I was about like the actual post-apocalyptic world. I'm like, God, it is fucking miserable up there, and everybody sucks. Like, the one like girl he had a crush on his entire childhood was like gets accused once, and she's immediately like, damn. I guess he was another filthy. What do they call him again?
I forgot
what they called them, but
damn garbage goobers.
I think it was just filth. They just called him filth.
So they had a specific like name for the type of people that him and his father were.
I forgot what it was.
I like, it was pretty predictable that like they were going to die, like his dad was going to die, but I still felt like I still liked how they characterized him and their relationship enough to where I was like still like, oh man, that kind of sucks. I think the masked dude is freaky. I like that.
Mm.
Um,
Just to like go back to the first episode, I
Yeah.
love how the police immediately assumed that this 4 foot, like 12-year-old was able to take down a full grown adult. I love how dumb that is.
his own father, no less.
Right. See, this is the
Oh,
weird
it's
thing.
tribesfolk. That's what it is. Okay.
Right. This is the weird thing too, because like, it's weird how I feel like this society, even though it's post-apocalyptic, has a much better judicial system. Like, I feel like they would have been like, okay, nothing to see here. We're gonna figure this out, everyone. All right. We're not gonna act like those filthy sky folk, okay?
And maybe that's like a bit of a complaint. Is like maybe the trash society looks a little bit too good, and everyone looks so clean and well put together. But I guess it's just like normal down there. Like I don't know.
They have drip. They have trucks. They have freaking burgers. What the heck?
Yeah, they got burgers.
Like, even the high society folks didn't even have burgers. They didn't even have, like, decent looking vehicles.
It's
They
not
had,
like in Fallout
Victorian
where you're
shit.
eating like dried two-headed like rats and stuff. It's like
Right.
it sounds like pretty. Besides the giant kaiju monsters, it seems pretty chill down there.
And to be fair, like, we've seen how good the givers are at handling them, so I feel like
Yeah.
I'd rather if I have to, like, pick a giant all-consuming mass to, like, defeat, I would rather the trash monsters than classism. I feel like the trash monsters are way easier to stab to death.
Yeah, I guess
So
that's true.
You can't stab society, you know?
Yeah. But I wanted to say something. Oh yeah, you were talking about the setting. I don't typically. I mean, I typically hate dystopian settings.
Yeah.
But I can accept it and like be okay with it if like there is it's like Attack on Titan, you know. It's like a super dystopian setting, and in any other, most of the time I would hate that, but because like the whole goal of the main character is like to, you know, undystopify the world, I guess you could put it. I like it. Yeah, so that's another reason why I like it here for Gachiakuta.
I will also say that I wouldn't really consider Gachiakuta fully dystopian. Like, definitely the sky world is straight up dystopian, but I feel like the ground world is, when I think of dystopian, I think of like a really shitty, like, classes, races, oppressed, fascist kind of society. This feels more like post-apocalyptic, where like there's a functioning decent society, but it's surrounded by just a lot of like death and destruction.
Yeah, okay. Maybe yeah, I haven't I'm getting the sense from what you guys are saying that there's a lot of more world building stuff that I don't know about yet. That's revealed in episode 3. Yeah.
In 3, we kind of meet the like some of the more cleaners and a bit of their society, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I thought it was funny in episode 1 where they were doing the info dump about the way the world works, and they're like, "Yeah, you know, we built the wall because we needed a place to put the criminals." And I was like, "Oh, you mean like a prison or like a jail or something? Like what? What are you talking about? You know, like why'd you have to do this whole wall thing?"
Why are they even throwing them off? They're already in prison.
Yeah.
Why do
like,
they care
is...
to like so much?
That's really funny
mean,
because.
Sorry, go on.
I mean, yeah, I was just gonna say it's funny because, like, yeah, this is where all the criminals are. So, like, what's the point? You know, why are people from the high society coming down to the low society for punishing people in the low society for committing crimes on other low society members? Like, it does not make sense.
Like, you would think if it was the kind of thing where if they killed like one of the members of the high society, then they would throw them out. Like the
yeah.
like being sent to like the slums is like the first tier, and then if you like, oh man, we sent you to the slums and you still like killed one of us, then you're going off the edge.
I mean, like part of it is cruelty. Like they fundamentally, like, it's not just that they don't want anything to do with the people they consider to be trash. They actively like hate them and want them to suffer. Like
I also
pushing them out to like the shitty part of the world, and then like, you know, watching them be like thrown off as like some kind of like sadistic ritual. I mean, we see it happen a lot in in real life.
Yeah.
Not to get too into that, but like
Right.
it's been known to happen, and that's what happens when you like dehumanize and like almost make entertainment out of just like hurting people that you don't view as like human.
I do love the irony that this is a society that looks very much down on murder, but they glorify public executions.
It's a very weird, like, their morals don't make sense. Like, why do they even care if people steal trash?
Right.
He's literally not bothering anyone. He's literally like in the dumps taking your
Modi,
trash.
you'll get arrested if you steal trash. If you go out to like a business and you take their trash, you'll get arrested for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't agree with that, but that makes more sense, right? Because you're like in public, blah 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 blah, right? He's literally in like underground in a dump. No one's there. He's, like I said, he's not bothering anyone.
Yeah.
So,
But you get arrested if you go to a dump like now. Like if you go to a dump and you start taking, you can't just take stuff.
Oh, I mean, I feel like that's wrong. You should. Why should you be arrested if you go to? You know why?
Because they
live in a society, okay?
Because they hate people.
But I didn't know that though. I didn't know that was illegal in real life.
No, yeah, I don't want to get too into it, but like, there's some parallels to like how things happen at like today in society that are happening to this fictional anime world.
Okay, Matt, real quick question. Since you've seen episode 3, would you rather the sky world or the ground world?
The ground. Well, so far the ground world.
Same.
Wait, okay, sky world in high society or ground world?
No, just sky world in general.
No, I'm asking now. Sky world in high society versus ground world.
Probably still ground world, because I would rather be like not be part of like a system that's like actively dehumanizing and like pushing children off of big spheres. Also, it just looks miserable in general. At least I could have a hamburger in Trash World. Although, like, I might be proven wrong. We might like get a faction. And we're like, we eat people. You know,
you guys are hyping up this hamburger so much. I can't wait to get to episode 3.
Okay,
it's a normal burger, man.
Yeah, and because here's the other thing. Like both sides, like Sky World looks like society is just ready to collapse at a single like instance. Like they look like they're 1 year away from just complete social anarchy.
Yeah.
Ground World looks like they hit that phase, worked themselves out of it, and they're like, all right, we can't have too much anarchy, but we know exactly how much anarchy we need to have, okay? It feels like everyone in like Ground World, like, they know what they can get away with, and they've made a society where everyone can be comfortable with the circumstances that they are in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I will say about the wall and all that stuff is that's one thing I don't like is that it feels just way too heavy-handed.
Yeah.
But maybe it's just because maybe it's not like it is heavy-handed, of course. But when I think about it, that kind of thing didn't used to bother me because I've seen other series that do similar concept. Like what's that one? It's not Kill la Kill, but something that has kill in the name. I forgot what it was called.
Akame ga Kill?
Yeah, Akame ga Kill. There we go. Thank you. So maybe it's just because I've seen it so many times that it's just like, you know, I don't like it. But like when I saw that, like when the concept of the wall was first introduced, I was like, wow, this is so so heavy-handed. Like you could tackle the same themes without being like so basic. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's my thing. When I first when the show first opened up, I was a little disinterested because it definitely felt like a basic like classism bad kind of narrative. But once you got to like the whole ground and like the garbage monsters, the show really picked up for me.
Yeah, for me, the point where the show because I was bored actually up until this moment. The moment where everything changed was when what's his name? Rudo got framed for killing his father figure. I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like Matt said, him dying was kind of a little bit predictable, but Rudo getting framed for it took me by surprise. And then everything after that, like when he ends up in the pit, and everything after that was just like up from there. So yeah. And also that reminded me of the scene where I forgot which one of you talked about it, where the girl, I forgot her name, was like when he was about to get thrown into the pit, and she was like, you're filth. I don't believe in you anymore. To me, I felt like that was. I get the feeling that like she was faking it for some reason or other, or like I don't know. Pretty much, I get the feeling that like that's not actually how she feels, and that's not actually how things like will stay when it comes to him and her. What do you guys think about that?
I think that's the last time we're ever going to see her. Like she might make a cameo like late game, but I think she is out of the story for right now.
So then what was her purpose? Because then I really don't like her being in the series then. If she's not going to show up again, why?
I think just to like push the knife in even deeper of like, you know, the thing he had a connection to, the thing that he kind of like was kind of doing some of the stuff he was doing for is like completely turns on him as well. I mean, I think if they wanted to be interesting, they could do something more interesting with their character. Because it's like, she definitely... I kind of believe you in a sense of like, I think she just is so conditioned to like view, what are they called, tribesmen or whatever, people like Rudo as like so like subhuman that like she's able to kind of just like completely be like, oh, I guess he was trash or whatever. But I think it would be interesting to see it be like that's what she's been told, but that's not like what she ultimately thinks. They kind of almost we get like her POV sometimes of her doubting or like kind of being in that like a part of that society, but then being like, maybe there is something wrong about what we're doing, you know, like putting in like a little seed of doubt from like seeing her like friend get killed, like if they wanted to be interesting. But I think I agree with D. I feel like this is the last time we're gonna see her, or
are you
like,
saying,
like he said, like maybe we'll see her like way later on.
Are you saying it's wrong to execute 12-year-olds for murder, Matt?
No, he would never say that. If that's the reason for her existence, I guess in the show, I don't like it. Like if she's just there to push the knife in further, I feel like then they should have spent a little bit more time actually lingering on the knife getting pushed in further. Like it didn't last very long when he was like, you know, like I feel like there should have been a little bit more of him like being sad about that.
I think a very interesting version of the show, and maybe a way we could see more of like Sphere Society is like we kind of get her POV sometimes.
Right.
And like have her kind of investigate like what's going on. But like I don't think they're gonna do that. And I think it's totally fair. But you know.
I definitely feel like the Sky City is definitely the least interesting aspect of this world. And I will say too, like, how did you guys feel about the main character, Rudo? Because I think in the first 2 episodes, he definitely felt a little bit overly edgy for me. But I think the 3rd episode really made me feel for him, made me really like him, just for the fact of like him trying to de-escalate a situation and it actually working for a little while, like legit like him just saying like, oh, I'm sorry for all this stuff, I didn't mean to. The fact that it actually worked, like legit worked, and wasn't like a weird ploy or anything, really like won me over for the show, and the fact that he blows all of that by just smiling weird makes it is just a cherry on top.
Well, I think that was such a good moment for both this. It's like something that you think is small, but I feel like I see it done so little. Like, everyone always has to like maintain their their archetype like the whole time. I thought it was like really, like you said, interesting to be like, okay, I'm gonna try like de-escalating, and then also having the other guy be like, oh, okay, that's fine then, that's okay. I see it was just a misunderstanding, and then for them to immediately like go back. I feel like that kind of reaches it like out of the whole like, I don't know what to call this like protagonist type other than like discount Denji.
Yeah.
That we kind of saw with like Togen Anki as well, or it's just like rude, brash character who just goes in punching and he doesn't give a shit about anyone, you idiot.
Right.
Like I think he kind of starts to separate himself from that when he's like more like even the way that he reacts to what's her name, like playing with his hair.
Yeah.
Feels like a little bit more, it feels like a little bit better than him being just like a total pervert, I guess. He's just kind of like more like it's more like in a believable way, I guess. I don't know, but like also, I like his character more than the other types of this character, I guess.
Yeah. Wait, so do you really like him more or less than Denji?
I don't know. I probably like Denji better a little bit, but I mean more like the kind of the type. Where I feel like I've already seen a couple of anime do like, we're doing Denji, where there's this lovable idiot who wants to like punch his way out of every situation, but then like we're not going to do anything like different, or we're not going to explore that at all.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I really appreciate how they also they're also keeping his dad in the story as well, and they just didn't forget about his death by like the second episode. Like the fact that he is like thinking back on his father and like his father's teachings actually making him a better person.
Yeah.
I really do enjoy that. Like you definitely do feel like that was his freaking dad.
Yeah. One thing I was thinking is when they were talking about the idea of like how objects have souls, like the more you care for them. What I thought about was like, what if someone in that world like really, this feels like a contradiction or an oxymoron or something, I don't know, but like if someone in that world really, really cares for their toilet, right? How would that soul feel in the toilet? Because like, I mean, obviously you're cared for because you're there, but like you're literally just getting shit on. So it's like, how do you feel about that?
I am assuming it is a give and take, where it's like, yeah, he shits on me, but you know what? He cares about me a lot. He takes good care of me, so I should at least take good care of him.
Yeah, maybe, probably.
I thought one thing we were gonna get with the blue guy was I thought his object was gonna be the cat. And then the cat would like transform into like a weapon or something.
Like the cat was like a plush toy or something.
Yeah, something like that. Like, because I think that is something interesting that the show can do that they've already kind of played with. Is like have other people who have different relationships with like objects. Like maybe you could present it in like unhealthy ways. You could present it in like weird ways. Like there's a lot of like angles you could take it. That I'm hoping to explore.
See, I hope the other thing I hope is like I think the one guy using a stick was a pretty boring weapon. I hope everyone else has like some sort of weird object that they're really attached to. Like something like swords and katanas, those can make sense, but like, oh yeah, this is my necklace weapon, or like, oh man, this is my this is my favorite chair in the world, okay?
Or like this is my gum that has the properties of both rubber and gum.
Well, the receptionist lady, she had glasses, and I thought that was interesting. And then she used the glasses to like detect things, I guess.
Yeah.
I want the plunger to come back. I want someone to like basically have like the world's most powerful plunger weapon.
I would want to see something like that too. In general, I'm just really interested to see what kinds of weapons and powers are going to be are going to be showcased, because literally just off the strength of that umbrella, I'm like, wow, this guy, the one who's writing this, knows what he's doing.
I think it's a gal. Sorry.
Oh, okay. This girl knows what she's doing.
Oh, really? The person who wrote this?
I think so.
Oh, cool.
Don't quote us on that.
I wanted to ask you guys. About what do you guys think about the character designs in general and the monster designs and all that? What do you think about it?
So for me, I'm kind of indifferent towards it. I appreciate. So I truly appreciate that it has such a unique art style to it, and I wouldn't say like it should change or anything, but I like it for its visual uniqueness. But there's nothing like it's not something like it's not a style I would try to like recreate or anything. And I did like the monster designs. They're very reminiscent of the hollows from Bleach, but kind of cooler in my opinion. And I'll also say the CG on them wasn't half bad either. Like, it took me out of it a little bit, but I think not enough that it ruins the story for me.
I see. Yeah, for me, it's like I kind of have a different opinion. I think with the monster design, I think I feel like the opposite. I feel like it's discount hollows. I think the hollows are better. But I think I would also want to maybe check out what they look like in the manga.
Right. Yeah.
Because I have a feeling in the manga it probably looks ridiculously good.
No, some of these I'm already like looking at some of these designs. They look really cool in the manga.
Oh, yeah?
It's crazy, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like they probably look really good in the manga, but honestly, in the anime, I didn't really like it that much. I'm not gonna knock on the CG, A, because I'm not qualified, and B, because I don't like care that much. But I think I think the problem I had with it is that, like, if you're gonna do CG, right? Like, I feel like the advantage of CG is that you can kind of get more detailed in some way. But like when you look at those kaiju designs at least in the anime, like you don't really see much of the actual trash body. Like, it just kind of looks like a blur or a blob kind of, right? The only part about it that's like actually rendered in detail, at least from what I saw, was like the head, right? If they were going to do that, I would have preferred they just did it 2D, because like if you're just not going to put that much detail into the body, just make it 2D, make them look closer to like what the hollows look like in Bleach, and I think that would be better. But yeah, I like I said, I didn't see it in the manga, but I'm sure it looks really good in the manga.
I agree. I think the idea of did they explain like are the monsters like kind of the opposite, where they're like trash and undervalued, so they take a physical form?
Yeah, so it's like negative emotion that just builds up and builds up until it becomes a full-on kaiju.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, at least with some of the designs I've seen so far, like I do like how they make like trash kind of look like a monster. I wish they would play more into the trash aspect of it. Like, this is a bull that's like mostly like a forgotten engine, so it's like sputtering smoke, and it's like uses its engine to run fast. Like, I don't know, something that like kind of combines both aspects of like the trash it's primarily based on, and like the type of animal it is, to like give it its function. And maybe they play with that more later on, but I feel like that's something that could be like really cool to see and make the monsters like much more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as for the people character designs, I didn't actually feel. I mean, I'm not saying it's not unique. I think it is, but I also don't think it's like that far out from typical anime designs. But I like it, though.
They got that trash drip.
Say it again.
Hey, they got that trash drip. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So this is The only thing I don't like about the character designs, and actually it's not even really something that's matters in the ground world, because I actually haven't seen many character designs in the ground world except for Engine. He's like the only one. The other guys that they like that were trying to kidnap Rudo, they just like dress like normal people or whatever. But I really did not like the designs of the sphere people. Not even it's not even just the design. It's more like I didn't like the clothing, like the clothing style choice, I guess, that they wore. I thought, I don't know, I just didn't like it. And I also didn't like the fact that they all just wore the same thing.
Yeah. Like, for me, it was too poofy and it didn't look practical, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really, maybe I do care about practicality, but yeah, I think maybe I didn't like it because of how poofy it was too. Yeah.
You guys want some trivia about the mangaka?
Sure.
Yes.
Well, it's funny because I'm looking at the official wiki page for this manga, and she has a profile on it. And it's funny to see, like, race, human, gender, female, age, unknown, status, alive. Like, for a real person. Her name is Kei Urana, I believe is how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
And it says that she was a big fan of Soul Eater. And worked as an assistant under Okubo. I'm butchering this name. I'm sorry, I don't know much Japanese. But for Fire Force.
That makes too much sense. That makes too much sense.
Yeah,
100%. Because these character designs, I didn't notice it at first, but now that you mention that, it's like, oh, I see the influence immediately.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too is like the main character of Fire Force. He had the same like facial quirk of like, oh man, I can't smile right.
Right.
Oh, really? I don't remember. Okay,
So,
yeah, that makes sense.
I could definitely see those. I definitely see the Soul Eater and Fire Force in this. Yeah.
Yeah,
God
definitely.
Dang. Freaking goat right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's funny, this series, I have not heard like almost anything about it since. Like, I pride myself on being like pretty tapped in to what's going on in the anime world, but like this is one series. It's been going on for like 3 years, and literally I've heard almost nothing about it up until now. Which is not to say that no one has been talking about it. It's just I haven't seen anything about it. And it's surprising based on how good it is, you know?
I would much prefer this to have been the top anime over Tengananki.
I'll also say that to give this more credit though, the manga came out in 2022, so it's only been active for about 3 years before getting an anime adaptation. Yeah. Togenanki came out around 2018, I believe, so it took about 7 years. So, actually, let me double check that.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I do have to kind of go soon, so if we can kind of...
Yep. Final thoughts?
Yeah, I'm done. I don't have anything else to say. Final thoughts. I like the show. I'm eager to keep going. I'm scared, based off of what you said, D, that this is going to turn into a bunch of kaiju battles. Unless the kaiju battles have more interest to them than what we saw in episode 2. Art is cool. I don't like this dystopian world in general, but I can deal with it. Premise is cool. I like the characters. I like Engine a lot. I didn't talk at all about Engine, but I like Engine a lot. I also like Rudo. I didn't think he was too edgy. I know you said that for you, he was like, at least in the beginning, he was too edgy. For me, he never felt too edgy. I think his character is, for me, I think what I would like feels like an edgy character actually depends a lot on their environment. Like, if there's a big contrast from like in how they behave compared to the environment and the society they live in, like even if a character's not actually that edgy in the grand scheme of things, they can seem very edgy because of that. But for Rudo, because of the environment he lives in, he doesn't really seem edgy at all. He just seems like literally like a victim, like just straight up a victim in every single way.
Yeah.
So,
threw him off a dang cliff into trash.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. What else was I gonna say? yeah, thematically, it's not like it's the most unique theme, but I think it's interesting. Looking forward to see what happens. And I would probably give it 7 out of 10 for now.
Okay. For me, I really enjoyed the animation. I really enjoyed the art style. I am really excited for the premise and see where things are going. I think the first episode was probably the weakest one, but I think it kept gaining momentum far past that. So I'll say for this first go, 8 out of 10.
Yeah, I really like the characters, the art style. I think there's some very interesting directions they take the show, but I'm like less worried that they'll take it in like a bad direction because I feel like what they've done so far has been like pretty good. So yeah, so far I would probably give it like a 7 out of 10, and that could like always drop a little bit, or like go much higher if they do some like really neat stuff. But yeah,
Are
I
you
really
sure?
enjoyed it.
Are you sure you don't want to do like a 6.5 or something so that you don't? So you're not at the same level
You're
as me,
right. I think 6.5 is good. I just remember when
It's
I rated
on record.
the last anime we watched. I'm like, oh, I don't want it to be too close to that. But yeah. Oh, real quick, what did you guys think about like the intro and stuff?
Oh yes, thank you for bringing that up. I don't actually remember. I don't remember the first. I think I didn't like the intro, at least the song, that much. I thought it was okay, but I didn't actually watch the visuals of it, so I'm not sure. But I did watch the ending theme, and that's actually one of my favorite ending themes ever. I mean, not ever actually. That's crazy. Naruto exists. Wait, it's one of my favorite ending themes in recent times. Probably like second to that first ending for Jujutsu Kaisen, in season 1. But yeah, I really liked it.
For me, I like the visual. Like, I enjoyed the song and I like the visuals, but I've never been a big fan of like the like abstract visual kind of opening. Like, I think for me, I really appreciate openings that give you like a super like clear, concise version of exactly what the show is and what it's about. And so when you have like these openings that are like very obscure, very like abstract kind of like visual representations, it doesn't win me over as much. But all in all, I think it was pretty good. It's
not something I would think about my intro. I want to see the characters do cool stuff.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was different. It's cool. Anyways.
Wait, that's all you have to say? You brought up the topic.
Yeah, I didn't know what to think, and you guys didn't help.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, so that's been our review of episodes 1 through 3 of Gachiakuta. I think we'll be continuing with it, right? Do you guys want to keep going with it?
I'd be down, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so come back for that probably 3 weeks from now. Next week we'll be starting Kaiju number 8, so stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.